Welcome back. As we slowly wait for my microphone to catch up. Are you? This flashlight has taken on all sorts of sentimental meaning to me after that church sequence last time. What a pleasure. What a pleasure that was. Alright. So from yesterday, if memory serves, we are trying to kill time until later this evening. 8 hours, I think, until our cursed dice are ready to pick up from the novelty dice maker, for which we will need 7 real. And then at 2200 hours, we need to be on the boardwalk to confront the pigs, let's call her, and hopefully get our firearm back. Good afternoon, and hello! It's so nice to see you there. There, I think my microphone is finally caught up too. It feels like I have to be actively speaking before it catches up, which I'm sure leads to no end of rambles. But what else are these streams, if not that? So I don't know where we want to go next. We need to kill some time. We could just sit on a bench and do it. However, if there are any delicious secrets yet to be pried from this gorgeous world, I am in. Yes, there we go. I also don't know, when it comes to the novelty dice maker pickup, it's going to be far, far after hours. Like, I'm sure she just says, pick them up in 8 hours. And if you had done that at 8 o'clock in the morning, hooray, but I've done it in the afternoon. So it's like she may not be there late at night. I don't know if we've ever checked. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Union and cryptozoology business might end. It is strange that we kind of seem to have resolved the cryptozoology pathline to the best of our ability, and yet we did not find the phasmid. And I don't know if this is supposed to be the case, like... it's the never-ending search, and it's about the journey, rather than your insulindian destination. But I want to see the phasmid. I believe in my heart of hearts. We have not spoken to these folks in a while. I know we have a skill check with Smoker on the balcony here as well, that I was hoping to have Kim along for, because Kim already seems to know. And I think I have a pretty good idea myself, and this is going to be either super cute, one of the most adorable conversations ever, or it's going to go a bad way, and I'm not sure which. So for that reason, let's quick save it. Do everything we can to
Hi again,
keep from
Jandar.
going wrong. 17%, not ideal. Just in time for your pancakes to be done. Oh, I'm on my way! I'll bring the syrups. Do you have a preference? And is it boysenberry?
Bye-bye, gendarme.
I'll bring the boys. That's not what I need. I was going to check. We have quite a few skill points to spend. The one thing that I think we might want to put some effort into before this gets to a confrontational Act 3, which is my fear, is endurance, and there was one other I was thinking of, like hand-eye coordination, maybe. We have pretty good perception. Our reaction speed is middling, but fine. I don't think we'll really need anything else, so like endurance would be a good one to soak another point into, if we have it to spend. It kind of feels like we do. Let's do that. I want to leave at least 3 available in case of emergencies, which gives us 3 more to spend. We could increase hand-eye coordination, as it is woefully underserved. Empathy is my favorite. That's what I want most in my own life. But I'm looking for low values elsewhere. Half-life is sort of like intimidation and fear, and yeah, that's fine at 2, thank you. I have no use for authority whatsoever. If I ever found myself swaddled in the blanket of authority, I think I would scream and run away. Pain threshold might not be bad. But what is empathy if not having a low-ass pain threshold? So we'll keep it. Interfacing. Yeah. That'll be good. Alright, 4 points remain. Let's leave that as our emergency store. So, we 17% may be doable. Maybe. It's probably going to be a lengthy session of quick loads. But here we go.
It's the sports. He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here.
There is nothing else here whatsoever. Oh, hell yeah, this apartment cleaning session is going to be so disco. It is going to be increasingly hardcore as we go along. And it is so nice to see you. Thank you guys for joining me. The preference is all syrups. Gotcha. I'll bring the whole tray. Some sort of a wheelie cart. I'm not sure. Okay, we're quick loading. Sorry, smoker on the balcony. I got distracted. We'll give this 2 more tries and then move on. Just love to have as many skill checks surpassed as possible.
It's the sport.
Despite the lasting damage to my karma for all this cheating.
Hi again, Gendarme.
It never fails to make me smile. When you welcome me that way, thank you, smoker on the balcony. You are a gem.
It's the sports.
Okay. We'll come back around to it. Don't, yeah, load it. For a second I was like, don't over quick save it. I got paranoid there. That's my half-life in play. Half-light. Sorry, Gordon Freeman, I didn't mean to bring you into this.
I can't believe this shit.
It's gonna be so disco, baby. Alright. Lowering my sound on this side again. So sorry. It was a bit distracting. Let's just check if there's anything new in here. I don't think there is.
Why not?
Here we are.
Let's do the old thing over again. We're not wasting time. There is no time.
That wig really suits him. If I remember correctly, we weren't going to share too many details about the case, because I think that they are from my precinct, and since I'm working this case jointly with Lieutenant Kim, I didn't want to give an unfair advantage, say, to my own precinct versus his, so... how do I get out of this? I'm doing this investigation, and a man is hanged.
So, do you know who hanged him?
Yeah, I do know who hanged him. It's the killing part I'm not so sure about. Why am I even telling you this?
I don't know. Oh my god, there's more.
So, that's right. I remember now. We were not going to spill too many details of the case. And that is fine, so I don't think we really need to talk to them much. We do have a skill check in there. Come back around to it later. I think we've pretty much cleared out the Union Yard at this point. So I'm trying to think of where the other outstanding checks are. Let's take a quick peek. Some of these we now know are impossible. Rest in peace. Renee in peace. The warded door? Is that the one in the bookstore that we just, got the key for? We diplomacied our way around it rather than having to beat my shoulder bones against the wood. We're not doing that one. Thanks anyway, Lillian. Enjoy your life without me. So it's a little hard to keep track of these, considering so many of them are really no longer on the table. We have one with a cell, and I forget why or what. Maybe it's another one we've pushed our way past. We don't need to worry about the drainage pipe, because we teleported with the power of astral projection up the ladder. And then we do need to talk to the communists. Again, that's like an 8 p.m. or later thing, so it doesn't really help us in our current trying to pass time. So the only one I can really think of is Egghead, like finishing the Van Eyck. Oh yeah, the silver bird with a cell. That was what it was. Thank you for the reminder. I catch it gloriously. I would like to see if that's still in play. So while we can fast travel, I'm going to go back to the church. We may have 2 there. I'll remember how to use the controls eventually. Looking forward to it. These are probably my top priorities. I am very curious what's in that bunker. If it is a way across to the island, maybe we should try slamming our shoulder bones into it. Sel, my friend.
Hard cop.
That's the one. 17% for it. With reaction speed, which isn't as low as some. So I'm not sure how I could increase that. Let's do the old inventory check. I'm still wearing my fanciful glasses. I feel like visual calculus is probably more important to my general detectivery than savoir-faire, but yeah, it's fine. So we're looking for anything that limits reaction speed, and then anything that increases it. The bum hat! I don't think I'm wearing that right, given its title. It got very awkward and quiet. I'm sorry. I'm concentrating. And I'm also just very awkward and quiet, so... Aha! Vigilance in my Royal Caribbean pants! Let's do it. Oh, those have a high cuff. Can't really see it under my jacket. Let's take the jacket off for a moment. Where am I? Where's the cursor? Oh god, I'm lost. Oh, hell yeah. Look at the butt on that. That's pretty fantastic. Big fan. Alright, here we go. Quick save.
Hard cop.
42%. Imminently doable.
The silver bird.
But not that time. Not that one time.
Hard cop.
O pasaro de agint. It flutters by your ear.
Gorgeous.
It's what the Zemoyaki, the Gradian community in Revachol, call a person who never breaks under interrogation. It's an organized crime term.
Do I want to bring up painful memories about her association with organized crime? Or perhaps a family member? Or do I want to be fancy? Let's be fancy.
Excuse me?
She casually brushes her hand through her hair.
She's attempting to remain calm, but the phrase made her flinch.
Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, now we have to be direct regardless. I'm sorry about your past traumas and associations. It's a Zemliaki term for someone who won't break under questioning. An organized crime term, if you will.
What do you mean?
The silver bird.
All right. My father was a Zemyaki. He died years ago. He was a bad man. Not a lot of good things to say about him and what he did. He bought the family a huge house, so we got to live, at least temporarily, in a giant castle in Jamrock. And then he died.
There's a giant castle in Jamrock? I long to go there for my next vacation, which, according to my calendar here, is never. What happened next? I can imagine what happened next. Never mind, I don't really want to hear any of this. Please go on if you're comfortable. Completely up to you.
What do you think? The competition came and took everything away. It was like in a war zone.
She is gritting her teeth. She was not comfortable answering that
So
question.
after his death, we had nothing left, and we were in danger. My mother had to change her name, mine too. We left it all behind.
What a weird response this is. Are you sure about that? What about this drug lab plan? From what we've been told so far, the drug lab plan was purely the boys' idea, and Estelle wanted nothing to do with it. And I don't really want to start shifting those suspicions now, but we're already in the dialogue tree. What about the drug lab plan?
It was a stupid idea, and I'm still disappointed I came up with it.
Huh. Fancy that.
Aren't there any local authorities who might look down on such activities?
Maybe I'm just remembering wrong, and we already knew that, but I'm glad we're clearing the air.
I took that into account, of course. Coordinated the operation with the débardeurs, else they might get unhappy.
So what you're saying is that Everard authorized this?
Not in person, but I let them know. You can't do anything without the fat ones getting wind. It wasn't too difficult to convince them, really. It's a good thing you ended that mess, though. I felt I was turning Dadwise into a corrupt business person. Unpleasant.
Come on, this is all fine. But you don't have anything on Everard now. That's not how these things work.
This is all good to know, but let's leave it at that. We should confront Everard about this. Maybe we can manipulate him using the information. I mean, I'll do pretty much anything at this point in my life and career to one-up Everard. My little bottom is still so sore and craves vengeance. Add it to the list, sure. I don't mean to be vengeful, but here we go.
No, I don't think it would lead anywhere with Everard. He's just going to deny it.
Yeah, you know that he is.
Yeah. Have you seen Everard?
Okay, I have a new task. Fantastic, that's it for now, Estelle. Thank you for your time. And was this one, interfacing, I want to say?
Good morning! Yeah!
It's the one.
Harder core!
Harder core than ever before. The audio onslaught cannot be tamed. Connect the dots. Connect them now! The last thing I want to do right now is make you look through my inventory with me again, but here we go. Here we go. I think that's the only thing, plus or minus, that I have for the interfacing skill. Let me make sure my brand new pants, say, are not involved. I don't believe that they are. Ooh, Why do I keep going out of the menu? To the side. Stop it, Thumb. You're being silly. Okay, so yes, I'm at my best possible chance. We could increase the interfacing skill. We still have a spare point even in our emergency stores. Let's do that. Up to 5. Because we're running low on uses. Now that we've passed the majority of skill checks we're excited about, may as well be a little dangerous with it.
Yeah! Harder core!
28%. This is sure to work first time.
Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Aww. My overconfidence has sunk us in the middle of the Atlantic. Go back!
Good morning! Yeah! Harder core!
Bzz, bzz.
Try number 3. Third time's the well you know what.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder
Wait for it.
core!
Feel it in the breeze. Let it tickle the very tip of your tongue, and then...
Bzz, bzz, bzz. Goes
Tickled my tongue for nothing. It's the last time you get access to my tip, breeze.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder!
Whoop.
bzz, bzz, bzz.
Aww.
Goes the track in the background. Never
Listen
ending.
to what happens at
You
least.
can't grasp what's missing, but you can try to make something up anyway.
I'm almost curious. This is such a strangely poetic response. But I'm wondering if it increases our chances next time? However, I've already spent the point. It's one thing if we still had the point and I could do this, and then we could spend the point to unlock the white check and do it again. But let's at least see. Whereof one cannot speak, one ought to remain silent.
The young man bobs his head to the music, much as before.
It did not give me any new +1s for the wedding party, so alright. Back we go. 28%. Rough
Good
chance, but
morning!
we'll get there eventually, right?
Hardcore!
At about 6 p.m. this evening?
Side chain the beat.
Yeah. Side chain? What does that even mean?
Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals.
Oh, that sounds sexy as hell. Do it.
The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux side chain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Alright, I'm an expert on this. Back off interfacing, thank you. Okay, Egg. You need to start side chaining it, and then I proceed to explain that concept to him in detail.
Side chaining it, you said.
He turns down the music, his gorgeous hands moving deftly across the mixer, setting up the necessary controls.
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide, wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss in total silence, still listening to his headphones.
Aww. I feel like a proud parent.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
I don't think so. Let's be optimistic. Just wait and see. Nod at Egghead.
Are you ready, pussy?
I am ready.
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
I was born ready, Egg.
Give him a thumbs up. Here we go. You can't see me right now. My shoulders are moving like a giraffe being tased.
The audio assault is glorious. The speed freak dances on the stage, intensely waving his hand in the air.
This is beauty! This is life!
Ah, my privilege.
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together. It's unnatural.
This one is for the Nordic generation.
Introducing the ultimate sound!
We have tamed the sound, made it our own. The hardcore aesthetic just got more bassy, baby. We've tamed the sound, like a giraffe being tased.
God damn it. This dance club idea might just work out.
I know, right?
DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
Egg is losing himself in the sound.
Who will be the innocence of hardcore anodic dance music?
Good question. Lieutenant Kim, I nominate the... Alright, gorgeous. I'm a little bit sad, deep in my heart, that we didn't do that before we did the dance scene. But it's fine. It's fine. I love you, Egghead. Forehead kiss. Mwah. Stop blinding you now. Thank you for your time. Alright, 2 church-based skill checks down. I'm having a thought. Could these wires work as contact microphones? It's creaking really loud, says SL. Enough about my knees, SL, for the last time. We've pushed our dance club to its furthest reaches, I am quite curious about Tiago's thoughts. But he seems to be gone, scurrying around in the rooftops, no doubt getting splinters in all manner of places. Sort of thing that wearing pants might prevent, but he's well beyond that. Physically and spiritually, well beyond wearing pants. Alright, fantastic. While we're here, let's check the bunker door. This has been locked to us, and unless we were to, from the very start, soak most of our points into beefcakery, it may remain beyond our skills. The building before you housed the engine, and it must have been a big one. Ooh, saucy. Sorry, what are we talking about? I forgot. I was lost in my own thoughts.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
Ouch.
The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a
Interesting.
handle.
Sorry. Interesting that it's not physical strength, as for whatever reason it was marked in my mind file cabinet under. It is just interfacing, which we just increased, but our chances are still hideously low, and it's a red check. So we're either just supposed to fail it, and so be it, or there's definitely a bonus somewhere that we have not found yet. And I'm not sure which one to trust. Which gut instinct do we trust? Let's quick save it, just in case, and then let's see how it fails.
An old door, worn by elements. You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut.
I like this. Oh, whatever door. Huh. The door is shut tight. How can we get in there?
We don't get in there.
What do you mean? We get into, like everywhere. I want to jam rock shuffle my way in. Come on. We even got into the light-bending guy's container. But you're saying we can't get in here?
Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get in through every single door.
Aw. That's the lesson here. I understand. I'll take the slap on the wrist. But could we get some bonuses and maybe come back and just...
No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Everard knew that's a part of our MO.
That's why he literally asked us to open doors. But that's who I am, who we are, Lieutenant Kim. I am not going to accept this. The door could be a part of the investigation. I think if I say this one more time to Lieutenant Kim, he is going to slap me across the face. And usually I'd have to pay for that sort of treatment from Lieutenant Kim. It's who I am. It's who we are.
Yeah, I understand you. I like opening doors as much as the next guy. But this one is simply beyond repair, and we don't have the resources needed to open it.
Who does have the resources needed to open it?
Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in.
He looks at the door with a rueful smile. What if Lieutenant Kim is hiding his secrets in there? And that's why he's so insistent we move on. A part of me wants to just leave Lieutenant Kim's secrets to him out of respect, but another part of me will definitely get at them secrets.
At least you can think about opening it, about doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful would come from this.
Now that's interesting. It does genuinely feel like that's not going to happen, but the other side of my brain, I've got two sides of my brain. I got the basic model. The other side of my brain is telling me that 3%, that sounds pretty good. Let's let's spend the rest of the afternoon trying to re-roll that over and over. Because what if we did get in? What if we got in? What if there's a dark bending guy? Okay, walk away. Let's check out this new thought we unlocked. I have one slot remaining. Is it fate? Is this my destiny? I genuinely forgotten about the Wompty Dumpty Tom Center. Oh my god. Alright, one more door. God damn it, it cannot be. A disgrace. That door on the coast, you remember the one. You remember, right? The one that leads to the abandoned supply depot. Why in the name of all that's holy does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get through that unopenable door. By gods, you're the police. All doors are supposed to open before you. What will the others at the precinct think if you can't open a goddamn door? There must be a way. It kind of feels like we have to think this thought in order to perhaps find that other way. And I'm doing it. It's also only 45 minutes, so hooray. But what if I've pushed too far? What if this is the last bastion where they're warning me gently? Don't try to peek in here. You can't have everything in life. And thinking about this door will cause me to have some sort of crisis of faith. And I'll just be out in that campsite, screaming for Abigail for the rest of time. No, we're absolutely doing it. But I'm pretty tempted to do Wompty Dumpty Dom Center instead. If I'm being honest with you, no, we're doing this. One more door. So this is our brain. The entirety of our collected thoughts. We're compressing the volumetric hell out of our shit. We're rigorously self-critiquing ourselves. We're in mourning. We're obsessed with apricot chewing gum. We remember where we live. We're soundly in the history books for the future of hypnotic dance music. We remember our date of birth. And we're obsessed with the pale. I'm proud. I am proud of my brain. But look at all these unthunk thoughts. Just sitting here waiting to be thonked. And some of them I haven't even unlocked yet. So many I haven't even unlocked yet. This game, it will be the blissful death of me. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, we got 45 minutes. How do we do this? How do we while away the hours? Don't do that, you'll miss the deadline. While away the 45 minutes. I do wonder if I can say anything new to the washerwoman, etc., now that I've mailed their envelope without their knowledge or signatures. My dear.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
You've already done enough for me. Now let me take care of you. Anything in my pocket, except for 7 real, is yours, as is my undying gratitude. Can I tell Joyce that I did not mail the envelope? Maybe if you walk all the way around, you can, yeah? Whoop! Hey, Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you? Oh?
Nothing new there. All right.
Of course, Detective. You can always drop.
All right, I love you as always, Joyce. Until the end of time and well beyond. Always nice to pass some time with Joyce. God, I agree. Is this a bench? 45 short minutes upon it. It does not look comfortable.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench.
if you ever need to pass the time when
Ah,
Lieutenant
I see.
Kitsuragi is gone.
He does not appreciate us wasting 45 minutes sitting on an uncomfortable bench in the cold. But I could do it alone, when I'm stuck with my thoughts and desperate for any distraction, even if it's just a pain in the ass. Let's head back towards the crossing. So that, answers that question, I guess. I was kind of hoping if worse came to worse, we could pass some time. But as long as Kim is in our company, it seems we should focus on other ways. Do I have enough money for these sunglasses without cutting into my dice
Shine on
fund?
these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
I have other things. Or do I? I was going to say I have other things that increase my inland empire, but now that I think of it, I'm not sure that I do. They're not tremendously needed, but they are affordable. And that's usually how I buy things. Can you pawn some stuff so that you have enough real for a board game or more books? I do have, like, postcards, etc.
The
I've been
sneakers below
hoarding
are banged
thus
up
far.
and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
I kind of feel like those sneakers would be a good thing to be wearing on the day when everything kicks off. Reaction speed and a hand-eye coordination? That's probably why they're so expensive.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that economy.
Just keep coming back. You can't keep me away. So, of the things in my inventory... Sure, why not? Of the things in my inventory, what can we safely get rid of that we have interacted with, etc., and no longer need? A photo of a happy couple. Aww. No, I'm definitely hoarding that. I'm guessing it's only really items? Because interactable things should probably be left alone. But items, perhaps, can be sold. I would never get rid of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's handkerchief. That is special to me. But these postcards could probably go. And I've got quite a few of them. They don't seem to be big-ticket items, necessarily. Let's check.
Officer, the
Hey, Roy.
flashlight, please.
Oh yeah, I always forget. I'm sorry, Roy. That's so rude of me. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
There is something I'd like to sell. Shh. Quiet down with your poppy corns. My apologies. Alright.
Let me have a look.
I'd like to sell my clothes. It's not a bad idea. A fascinating photo of a corpse? No. Oh my god, no. That is evidence, sir. I'll check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
So yes, it is only items. Good to know. I kind of want to hang on to that, even though it's probably not going to lead me to much. I also want to hang on to the postcards, if I'm being honest with you. And even if I was to sell all of them, I would make, let's say, $1. At most. This photo seems to have sentimental value, and therefore, boosted price. And $11 for an old Belle Margrave rifle. It's not a bad plan, because it does not work, and we've already probably shown it to everyone who could tell us historical facts about it. But what if we find the murder weapon, and we're like, if only I had an antique one to compare it to, we'd really crack the case. So, postcards. To make some sort of compromise for my pockets. Postcards. Whew. On a scrolling spree. There are certain clothes that I'm never ever going to wear. White polo! Sorry. Something in my throat. There. and it's probably more money than we'll get for postcards. Where did you leave the production schedule filament? I think you can sell that for a decent amount. It would be in one of the computers. Presumably the one in the doomed commercial area, which isn't too far away. I don't feel as though I have ownership over the production schedule filament in order to sell it, but it's all just sitting there. I mean, no one's gonna know. But I'll know.
Another time, perhaps.
Let's check if we can find it, at the very least. Alright, follow me, Kim. Hoo, ha, hoo. Oh, we've got a brisk jog going. I am sleepy, and my thighs are cramping. You'd think with the stinging pain of cramped thighs, you wouldn't be able to get quite so sleepy, but somehow I'm managing it. The good part is, with those postcards... thank you, Kim. You are a treasure for reminding me. There we go. What was I saying? Probably nothing important. Something about thighs. Probably not important.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the
Remove
framework in a soft
the production
filament
schedule.
slides out of its glowing nest.
Thank you. Now we're thievers. We've engaged in thievers. But it kind of feels good. It kind of feels like a sick, passionate rush of adrenaline. I'm guilty, but I'm also a little bit excited. Plaisance. Plaisance to see you. Gaston, plaisance to see you. There you go. Oh, you have such a hard time with stairs, Harry. Alright, now turn the flashlight off again. Let's try to be kind to his poor little corneas. Oh, there you are.
Hello, hello. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
50? Why, that's sneaker money. Done. It's sneaker time. Didn't we talk to him about getting the speakers for free if we bought the sneakers, too? So this might be a 2 for 1.
Another time, perhaps.
Thank you, Roy. Bonjour. It is I, Benjamin Franklin. Founding father Benjamin Franklin. We all know him well. We all learned about him in school. Hello there. Nice to see you, Benjamin. Quick save it, just in case. You never know. It's sneaker
The
time.
speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them.
Give me them
They're
sneaks.
Super cool! Now the premium lifestyle is yours, officer.
I know,
The
right?
sneakers seem to vibrate in your hands with an almost mystical energy.
We can afford these. 50 cents for the speakers.
The
You got it.
junk is yours, officer. Happy listening. Try not to hurt your ears with that Samaran garbage.
I would never. Thank you. Alright, first things first. Let's check out these sneaks. Actually, we're checking out these speaks. Why did you even buy these? These are no magic speakers. These are lame speakers. All they will ever produce is a faint memory of the song you're trying to listen to. Sell them for cash. Wow, 30 real. That's like a large chunk of my sneakers money. Right back at me. Okay, cool. Wasn't there something I was trying to get sneakers? No. Speakers for, though? It's like I know there was the whole dance club at the church. They have their own speakers. I thought I was trying to listen to something. We got like a portable tape player to play the karaoke song. Was there something else? Because it's like I do have another tape somewhere. The Door Gunner Megamix supposedly holds a recording of the Mercenary Task Force radio communications. We definitely heard that, right? I'm pretty sure we did. So I'm not sure why we would need speakers at this point if we've heard all of the tapes I've ever found. But maybe this was just an alternate pathway. If you failed checks elsewhere, you could create your own speaker system. I don't know. Sneaker time. Was that them right at the top? Yeah. Limitless grip and steady ground, but you're too fast for facts and too cool for school. The Ultra Series Fallen sneakers put lightness and grip above all else. With grip tape-covered springboard soles and ultralight synth fabric technology, you can exit every corner with the maximum traction of a gentleman's racer. What are these giving me? Empathy. Aw, I like that. I like my empathy shoes. But in case I forget to put these on before tomorrow, let's go ahead and put them on now. While we're at it, what kind of pants will give me more reaction speed? I'm talking a really loose loin area. These boots are gorgeous. Gorgeous! I'm moving on now. If it was up to me, I would be wearing this 8-eyed Terratorn tie. But the horrific necktie is our sentient friend, and we can't betray him. Alright, I have no clothes that will increase my hand-eye coordination or reaction speed, so this is probably great. At least none that I'm not already wearing. Bum hat. Excuse me, jeez. Bum hat should help me too. I do wonder if visual calculus in a gunfight might be a better thing to have than savoir-faire, but if I want to pull off any sick moves, we'll keep them. Oh yeah, these are helping me out. So if the worst should happen tomorrow, we're probably in good standing for it. And as soon as I sell these speakers, I'm gonna remember what that thing was that we desperately needed them for. But earning back more than half of what I just spent is hard to pass up.
Hello. Sure. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Yes. These speakers from the People's Republic of Samara. You're banking a lot on the assumption of violence, but what if you'd be able to diffuse tension in other ways before it comes to that? That is always my hope, yeah. So maybe I should have empathy shoes and rhetoric pants. That would always be my plan A. Hello, it is so nice to see you. Nice to see your purple hearts. Which I think means you might be a war hero. Is there a cash prize that comes along with that? Or no, just the purple hearts? That's an honor enough. I'm gonna sell these, but I'm gonna regret it. So I'm thinking, and nothing's coming to me. 30 real is coming to me. Lovely.
Another time, perhaps.
Who? Out the door. Quick as you'd like. The prize is a plushie, a bunny. Aw, that's nice. Something to squeeze in your later years, thinking back on your war hero days. I would absolutely take that over a cash prize any day. But the bunny is not as purple as advertised. I'm shocked. This is all I expected. Okay. Dare we quick save it again? Speakerless and shivering. Yeah, it's fine. $47. We can now afford suzerainty to the board game shop. See what we got here.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are
$12.
numerous types of games for
I
all.
want to buy it.
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
Thank you. Didn't ask for your opinion. Here's my money. Alright, what do we got here? A civilization building board game where you get to choose a nation and set off to colonialize. Not colonize, but colonialize and exploit other cultures. A star-shaped note on the box proclaims the game now includes a completely new genocide option. Fun for the whole family! I have like a tank inside of me somewhere that keeps my liquid faith in humanity, and the last little dribble of it just spilled right on out. Like a broken gumball machine. Alright, continue,
In your
interact.
hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. It's snugly wrapped in a skin of plastic.
New in
The cover
box.
features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship, while a richly dressed administrator oversees their work.
Kill him and sell his clothes for food. Shake the box.
The box has a nice heft to it. You hear the rattle of individual wooden tokens and feel their weight shifting back and forth.
Oh, hello, welcome. Welcome with your worthy beans. I'm kind of curious. Why
What
they give
treasures
me the
wait
option?
in store for you?
Sorry, Inland Empire. I didn't mean to interrupt. Why do they give me the option to leave it perfectly mint in box? I mean, it's a nice option to have anytime you purchase something. But is there a reason? What treasures wait in store
Even
for us?
before you open it, you can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player interactions.
Sounds like just the sort of thing that might kill roughly 5-6 hours of our afternoon. We could leave it perfect and undisturbed, and perhaps resell it, autographed, by Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi for additional monies. No, we're tearing into this bad boy. Remove that
The
wrap.
plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance.
Narrator. Sorry, I have to calm my still beating heart. Open the box.
There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components.
You guys know that brand new board game hiss? Oh, yeah. Oh, I know just what they mean. That's better than ripping off any bodice. That hiss noise.
Savor that new board game smell. A mix of wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet must of cardboard.
Kim, do you want to play with me? Maybe I'd better read the rules first, but I'm so excited to play with you, Kim. Please don't let me down. examine the components
You
first.
open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play.
Okay. Put
You
the
hold
components
the
away for
open
now.
game box
One
before
second.
you.
Put the game away. I am not going to run the risk of losing pieces in this chaotic bookshop in which no one else but us is milling around, but still, let's go into the tables here. That way, if we play into the later evening, Kim can just walk right upstairs and go sleepy buys. Quickly, find a booth. Find a booth for us, Kim. No, fine, we'll play on the bar then.
The suzerainty
Here we
box
go.
is heavy. You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens.
Punch out the cardboard
Each
pieces.
cardboard token makes a satisfying chick as you pop it out. Soon, a neat pile of cardboard coins and counters has accumulated before you.
We're in for a good
What?
time.
You're not going to offer to let me punch any of them out?
I didn't see the option for that. I'm sorry, Kim. I didn't know that was really important to you. You can punch them all out. I'll put them back in and glue them. Alright, check out the wooden
In
tokens.
addition to the worker and building tokens used by each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens, each representing one of the game's 4 principal resources.
Poor Kim. I'm never going to forgive myself for that. What are the game's 4 principal resources?
From the Empire of Sephre, orange apricot tokens. From Ilmarat, the ancestral name of Ilmara, grey marble block tokens. From the Seminine Islands, white sacks of sugar tokens. And from Supramuindi and Sarah Maritza, magenta tokens for unprocessed cocaine leaves.
Oh, those are nice.
The lieutenant picks up a sugar token and admires it. Put the components away. You can leave them out. We're gonna play, but sure,
You
put
hold
them away.
the open game box before you.
All right, read the rule
Welcome
book.
to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel.
Economic strategy, more like rapacious plunder and exploitation. It must be
The
said.
colorful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of crumbling temples, and harvesting a strange magenta-leafed plant. Everyone is smiling.
The marble isn't even from like a quarry. You're just destroying ancient ruins. Okay. Not everyone is smiling.
The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples throughout. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points.
How else will they remain so richly dressed? How do you accumulate victory points? Or fuck the suzerain? How about my wealth and renown? How do you accumulate victory?
That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource. Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners.
Ignore it. No, please. That is me. I am the beginners.
Remember, there are many paths to victory in suzerainty, but successful players will find one strategy and commit to it wholeheartedly.
Interesting.
Boring. Tear up this rulebook and commit some old-school atrocities.
Shh. Quiet now, Half-Light. Down, boy. Easy, boy. Here's a treat. How is the winner determined? Isn't there any way to invade or commit atrocities or anything fun like that? We haven't gotten to the genocide expansion yet. How is the winner
The
determined?
actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with a series of tables and appendices required to compute each player's final victory point total. You skip that part for now.
Sure. Lieutenant? I don't suppose I could impose on you. I don't impose, I could suppose on you?
The lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something that makes his eyes go wide.
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours.
Well, that's exactly what we're looking
I'm
for.
not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
Are you sure? You're not, you said. Yeah, you're not sure. Sorry, I thought it was worth
So
clarifying.
he says, but his gaze lingers a moment longer on the rulebook than is strictly necessary. He could make time if he really wanted to.
Oh, Lieutenant, we've got plenty of time, and look at all these intriguing components. This harvested marble from the bones of older civilizations, which should have been studied, or perhaps just appreciated as a tourist trap, at the very least. Oh, I'd better quick save it. I almost just went for it and trusted in my luck, but you know my luck. Hardly worth the risk.
Yes?
Sorry. For a second there, I thought I could just ask you directly about the board game, but then I remembered how the game works.
The suzerainty box is heavy and slightly... What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference, attention to detail, the ability to analyze your opponent's motives.
Now that I've started down this path, and it's inescapable, I've remembered we only needed 45 minutes in order for that thought about the door to be done, and then I'm very, very curious to get to that door, but it's fine. Well, we can waste 15 minutes on it after our 6-hour-long marathon gaming session. Come on, it might help us think of more creative solutions to the case.
I do feel like my thinking has become somewhat rigid. Maybe a little diversion to keep the mind limber is just what's in order.
That's not the only thing I plan on keeping limber, Lieutenant Kim. That sound was meant to imply that I'm giving him sort of bedroom eyes, but it really just sounded like I sort of sprained my pancreas, and I apologize.
See? He's doing the hard work himself. All he needed was a little nudge.
Alright, you've convinced me. How do we play?
Well, I've read the rules already. Expert Harrier Dubois over here. I'll show
You
you.
explain the basic setup procedures to the lieutenant, who seems to be a quick study. You each take your bag of tokens and counters and unfold the board between you.
Is that a saucy euphemism? Or no, get your mind out
In
of
the
the gutter.
center is the crown of Revachon. Radiating outward are her colorful vessels, each one supplying some raw material desired by the suzerain. Apricots from Safre, archaeological treasures from Ilmarat, sugars from the Seminine Islands, and magenta cocaine from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza. There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress, in case you need to put the game away and return to it later.
Good to know.
The lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his workers to the Safre territory of the board, and the others to the Seminine Islands.
He's going after sugar and archaeological treasure? No, apricots and sugar. Sweet moves. Sweet moves, Kim. You're leaving me with the archaeological treasures and magenta cocaine, baby!
Alright, detective. Your turn.
Sure. I'll
You have
go
a few
now.
options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away, or rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns? Remember what the rulebook said. You'll want to choose a strategy early on and stay committed to it.
Just do whatever Kim did. That's my strategy. in life, in my detective career, and now in suzerainty. I feel like let your workers rest for a while is going to be a good foot to start off on here. But this is a game about genocide and exploitation, because the world is run by blood. Sorry, I got distracted being depressed there for a second. Let your workers rest for a while, for goodness sake.
It's the very beginning of the game. Your workers haven't even done any work yet.
Let them rest anyway.
There's no concept of rest in suzerainty. Workers have to work. You produce a handful of archaeological treasures and a smattering of other resources.
That is how the world works. I'm glad these references did not go undercover. Undercover? Is that how references work? Never mind. Okay. So I cannot let my workers rest. They've produced resources.
Meanwhile, the lieutenant spends 2 of his sugar and 1 of his apricot tokens to complete his contract card. He is rewarded with 4 coins and a round wooden token that he places in the center of the board.
Hot damn, Kim. I don't know if I may have perhaps sat on an anthill, or if my ass is so red because you're spanking me in the very first turn.
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points.
Hey, why don't I get one of those? Kim, can I do my first turnover? I messed up. Glower silently.
The lieutenant returns your baleful look with a satisfied grin.
That's all I'm here for. I could care less about winning. I want to make Kim Kitsuragi happy and not feel as though I wasted his effort.
Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on fulfilling contracts for points and resources. What do you do?
All right. Top 2 options are probably my only 2 options. Press more workers into service. That sort of implies that the rest I tried to give them during my very first turn was just a cruel ruse to make the sting of my overworking them even harsher now. Let's focus on fulfilling contracts, even though we're a turn behind Kim at this point, and probably no hope of winning.
Who cares about workers or territories when the real action is in Revachol? You spend your turns fulfilling contracts for sweet coins and one-time bonuses.
One-time bonuses? That doesn't sound like it's going to hurt me in the long run.
After
Good.
several turns, you have a neat pile of cardboard coins and several units of archaeological treasure, which you trade in to build a museum.
I mean, we haven't really gotten to the genocide part yet, but this game sounds like an absolute blast. Darn it.
You place a cylindrical piece of wood on the Revachol section in the middle of the board. It's meant to stand in for a beautifully adorned edifice filled with ancient wonders.
Well played, detective. That museum is worth 3 victory points.
I surge into the lead. Ask Kim for a high five. On turns well done between the both of us.
Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond.
He left me
moves
hanging.
aggressively onto the Safri territory. Soon, his workers are producing a steady supply of extremely valuable apricots.
You know what apricots mean to me, Kim. And yet here you are, flaunting them in my face, bringing back traumatic memories.
How can you let the lieutenant dominate you like that? You need to hit back, and hard.
Shh, shh, Half-Light, shh. Go back to your corner. Put on the hat. Good.
For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate the majority of your workers to Supremawindi and Saramaritsa, where they begin producing a bumper crop of cocaine tokens.
We're in the drug trade now, baby, and nothing could be more disco than
You draw
that.
a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat willing to trade a large supply of cocaine for a number of coins and access to a rare bonus. Amplified music worth 7 victory points.
Ooh, the very thought of 7 victory points has me hot and bothered.
You've reached a critical strategic juncture. How do you respond to the lieutenant's aggression?
With rock and roll, baby. Give back to the workers. Attack the lieutenant and steal all of his resources. Like in the game, or in the game, right? There's like a mechanism in the game by which I'll do this. Rock and roll, baby. Really, really hard to pass up. But I'm already not gonna win. And even if I was gonna win, I don't care about winning. When I could just give back to the workers. Everyone could have just a whole bushel of magenta cocaine in their own home. This would be a lot more tempting an option to pick if I had a bumper crop of apricots instead. Everybody gets apricots and a check. But the fact that I'm just rolling in cocaine over here, I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure they mean give the money from the cocaine back to the workers, so we're doing a number 2 right here in the foyer.
Instead of focusing on amassing points, you embark on a quixotic project to win the hearts of your worker tokens. After several turns, you've unlocked advanced hobbies and health insurance. Your workers now produce an extra 2 resources per turn.
Fascinating.
You do realize the game is called Suzerainty and not Workers' Paradise, right?
Hey, I'm just trying to do right by the people. You know, the people who actually generate the suzerain's wealth. Kim? Feeling the guilt yet? I bet your little cheeks are sore. What's that, an ant-hole you're sitting in? It's an ant-hill? For reference, for future reference, it's an ant-hill, and I got a little distracted and mixed my metaphors. Just wanted to be clear.
I don't think the suzerain cares much about the welfare of its workers. Here, watch this.
Stun
The
me.
lieutenant continues his strategy of aggressively producing apricots for export. He fulfills contract after contract, racking up ever more victory points.
But how do his workers feel inside?
The endgame is upon you. What will be your crowning achievement as the suzerain's territorial administrator? You could continue your efforts to win the hearts of your worker tokens by building the rarely attempted public education system for your territories.
Rarely attempted, that's my favorite kind of thing.
Alternatively, you could actually try to win the game by building the extremely valuable victory column in Revachol, or by crushing the lieutenant in a devastating trade war.
No, we all know how that would end. He'd just send Jedi to negotiate, and I'd have to try to gas them, and then they'd kill all of my droidicas. I can't start a trade war.
The choice is yours.
For almighty Revachol, go for the victory column. It's on Kim. Launch a trade war. Build a public education system for your workers. That's the one. We're taking a wicked number 3 in the foyer.
There's a reason very few players ever attempt to build a public education system for their worker tokens. It's extremely expensive and never pays off by design.
Ouch. Getting a little too real here,
Your
Suzerainty.
boondoggle nearly bankrupts the suzerain's treasury, and you suffer a significant penalty to your final score.
Oh, fair enough.
Ouch.
The lieutenant cringes at your spectacular failure. Huh. Well, maybe I should have pursued a different strategy,
That might
huh?
have been a good idea, yes. Now, let's tally up the scores, shall we?
He sounds so happy, though. That's all I care about. He's like, wow, you really bungled that, and look at me with all of my apricots. And he's glowing.
Computing the final scores is almost a game unto itself. You each spend an inordinate amount of time making stacks of coins, consulting tables, and struggling with basic addition and multiplication.
Same.
After double, then triple checking your maths, you have your final score. -5 victory points. You'll be lucky if the suzerain doesn't have your whole family executed for such a pitiful performance.
But how do my workers feel inside?
I've got 20 points.
Lieutenant is slightly embarrassed by the point differential. Don't be embarrassed, my sweet treasure.
Well, there's always next time. Figuratively, I mean. There's no way we have time to play this game again.
You know, you say that, Kim. You say that with a lot of confidence, but I'm looking at the watch down in the corner there, and, well, we might have time to play again.
Now, let's clean up and get back to work.
You hold the open game box before you.
What a pleasure that was. And I actually I kind of want to play this game. Has anyone made like a homebrew version of it with cute little wooden tokens? I kind of want to play this. I'll always try to build the public education system and give magenta cocaine to my workers, because that's just the sort of person I am. I have an excess of cocaine, I guess. Put the game away. Alright, our thought did complete. Let us race straight there. Is it locked to me? I must just have to... There we are.
One more door. There is no way to open the supply depot door. Accept it. You cannot open all the doors. You have to integrate this into your character. Some doors will forever remain closed, even if every single other door will open at one time or another. Maybe to a key, or maybe to some sort of tool meant for opening doors. But this one will never accede to such commands. A realization crucial to personal growth. Crucial.
Sorry, that sounded quite weird. 1 second. I didn't really want to interrupt him, but I probably did more harm than good by not interrupting him. My apologies. So we will never open the door, and you just have to accept that. -1 to half light, as I have no fear, and all psyche white checks are unlocked. It's not necessarily a great benefit, but I do like the role-playing aspect of it. That I, the commander of the Jamrock Shuffle, cannot get into this door. And there's nothing I can do about it. That will sit in my brain meat for all of time. Alright, Kim. What else can we do? We still have what, like 3-4 hours? Effectively 3 hours until we can pick up our cursed die. That's enough time to play Suzerainty again. I'm just saying, Kim. I'm just saying. Let's go talk to Everard about... I've forgotten what. I hadn't left that open door in my brain meat, spilling my grey matter out. But I know we had to talk to him about something. Do. Comrade? Probably check our journal to refresh my memory and make me feel less like such a fool. But to be honest with you, I've gotten used to it, so no real sense in wasting the time. Everard, you gelatinous such and such. How and where is it hanging?
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board.
That's right.
How can I help you today?
Why don't you wipe that smile off your face, you smug son of a... I'm told that the Union is involved in the local drug trade. Do you know anything about that, Everard? I met a girl named Estelle who said she's working with you. Let's keep her name out of my filthy mouth. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? How do you know my name? Blah, blah, blah. Those are the ones we already had access to. So I'm told by an anonymous source that the Union is involved in the local drug
What?
trade.
Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
Yes, in an official capacity. And I must warn you, I'm bringing down 25 additional agents to pretty much just do a crevice search on every single part of you until we find the drugs.
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
I have a feeling that if I say no comment, just to be vague and cool, he's going to find a way to get the better of it. So I'm going to tell him that I am investigating it. Yes, I am.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
He perks up, as you can see visibly through his yellow dress shirt.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
Don't you try to butter me up. Don't you try to slather me in butter after I slandered you in drug rumors.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
So I can press the issue and mention a cell's name directly. I'm not going to mention a cell's name. That's not going to happen. None of these other things are things I necessarily want to speak to Everard about. But it would waste time. How do you know my name?
Oh, I know everything about you, Harry. I have a big fat folder on you. Very juicy stuff.
I can tell from the drippings.
And the word on the street is your memory is a bit hazy. If that's true, maybe I can help you out. Do you a little favor, so to speak.
Now, these days, my memory is fine. Don't you worry about it. But if the favor is just telling me information that I don't know, that would be great. And he already knows. It's not as if I can keep it from him. So yeah, it's true. My memory is a bit hazy.
I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is...
He taps on the folder again, and drippings just squoosh out
my
of it.
big fat folder is ready to serve. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Maybe my fat folder and I can help you out. Do you a little favor of sorts.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice for a change? It's been, frankly, a pretty one-way relationship with us so far.
It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Nor do I want to make out. Oh, like see what's...
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles. He inspectacles Everard, if you will.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Harry has some questions he needs answers to.
Mr. Kitsuragi can stay right here by my side where he belongs.
Asking too many questions will make you look weak. You should maybe focus on the folder. Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Not terrible chances, but maybe I could increase them even more. Where did you get that folder? Pretty innocuous question. Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids that I've completely forgotten about, or... Where did you get that folder?
This? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
Well, that's disquieting to hear. All
I
right.
find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
Kim suspects something has increased my chances even more. It's probably fine. Probably fine at 83. I don't want to ruin it since it's a red check. Can I back out quickly?
Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia.
Just in case.
Mr.
Sneaky
Dubois,
little quick save.
every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
I think it was this one.
Let's hear it, Harry.
That's the one. 83%, here we go.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
I don't mean to burst your rather hefty bubble, Everard, but that is not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you.
And that means he doesn't know what I'm capable of. Jump onto his desk and start kicking things into the wall behind him. Make him cower in fear. Pull out Lieutenant Kim's service weapon and put it in your own mouth.
A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So, the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
Well, good to know. A few more questions about
I'm
the harbor,
always
then.
happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So, what's on your mind?
This really doesn't seem helpful. We'll go off our own information rather than the muddy waters
Very
of Everard.
nice, Harry. Is there anything else?
Sure. Aren't you going to ask me how I got
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age?
in? A man my age? What are you implying? I am at the peak of my abilities. I, too, am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. Tap your chest. That's me. My body's going to break down any moment now. I probably pushed it to the limit. Enough wackiness, Everard. Let's get to business. Say nothing.
The big man peers at you over the rims of his glasses for a moment, then interlaces his fingers and rests his chin on his hands.
Aw, damn it, he's cute.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Okay, I will not bring up Joyce. I will not bring up Estelle. Thank you for your time, Everard. Whoop. So it does feel like I got the task to confront him about it. And my desperate hope to keep Estelle out of any sort of dirty business is now at war with my desperate hope to check tasks off of my journal list. Maybe you can use this to manipulate him. That doesn't mention anything about, but maybe don't do it, because it will put Estelle in danger from many of his lackeys across the coast. I'm too curious. Fall back to that quick save, we can. Let's see where this goes.
Every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
So I met a girl named Redacted who said she's working with you.
Funny. That doesn't ring any bells, Harry.
Funny. She was trying to set up a narcotics operation in the old church on the coast.
Oh, that Estelle. Yes, I do seem to remember sending a pretty young thing down there to liven up the place. Get some melodic music in there.
Well, you'll never believe what I accomplished on my own. Kim helped, but it was mostly me, let's be honest. Did you also tell her to start the amphetamine lab?
Amphetamine lab? That sounds very immoral and debauched. Frankly, a health risk.
Doesn't it
But
just?
what do I know about kids these days? The music they listen to, the drugs they do while they listen to that music.
The hula hoops and such. He shakes his head with a melancholy smile.
It sounds to me like you are trying to start an amphetamine lab in the district. And you're using some delinquents you found, God knows where, to set it up and run it for you.
Found God knows where? That Acel is the daughter of Miko the Kebab, a man who once killed a guy with a kebab.
I don't know if I want to know the answer to this, but like, from what direction did the kebab? How do I? Did it? Like,
I think a daughter of a man who killed a man with a kebab can handle running a little nightclub, don't you?
Miko the Kebab? Really?
Maybe it was Bogovir. Or Jakub. I think it might have been Conrad.
Anyway, I shut down the amphetamine production, but let them go on with the nightclub
A
plan.
nightclub? Harry, I'm an old-fashioned guy. After work, I like to listen to some rock and roll music and have a non-alcoholic lager. Nightclubs don't interest me.
Well, this one's going to interest everyone, because it contains within its walls the future of music.
But here I am, talking about myself, when you have much more important things going on. Tell me, Harry, how can I help you?
So it sounds like Acel is probably, safe, not only due to her own resourcefulness and tiger-like ability to scratch the hell out of someone's eyes, but also her connections to organized crime. I'm not going to worry about it. Bye, Everard. Such a, a pleasure. Sorry. Just get a little choked up when I have to lie to people like that, because it was not a pleasure at all, and I hated it.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo. No trouble at all, mister.
Just checking, Leo. Love you, buddy. Alright. We're at 1500. We have some skill checks in the container here. They're quite low, if memory serves. And the successful passing of them can really only aid capitalism. Therefore, it's quite distasteful to me. We're moving on. I do have a little extra money still, if we needed to, say, buy another book to pass us into the evening hours. I'm not quite sure how else to get rid of time when Kim is still following us. Feels like he does not want to sit. Maybe it's just that bench, specifically, and if I find him more comfortable took his plant, he would totally go for it. That's a place to plant your tuchus, not like a Venus flytrap made of, well, you know. What am I thinking? Where am I thinking it?
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I
Do
supposed to...
something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look.
And it really works. I've never seen something so hunched.
Someone has waxed it recently.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Point to the vehicle. Very cool. I don't like your machine, Lieutenant. It looks impractical. Shrug. A motor carriage. One of many. That's even more hurtful. How dare you even think it? That machine of yours, Lieutenant. Very cool.
You want to take a closer look?
What are you packing in there? Ooh, mighty fine hardware. Sorry, I'll stop frisking you now. Let's get back to the car. It's a fine machine. Don't run your hand over the surface. You'll get it all fingerprinty. Just point to the engine.
130.
Ah, I don't know anything about cars, but hot damn, that sounds nice.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
That's what? That's a 7-liter V12, which I definitely knew before now. Oh my god. Wow, Mama's serving some serious macaroni. I really want to say that. I want to say that so bad. I want to seem competent so that Kim will like me more, but wow, that is some serious macaroni.
You lost me there.
130 kilowatts, that's a lot of power,
The
Kim.
Kinema is fast. Feels right at home on the raised motor track. Hard to find something that could overtake it.
Alright, let's it back in there.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter
Oh, no
V12
way.
there.
What's that, a 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
Oh, Lieutenant. Stop. You stop. I can only get so aroused. He's trying to suppress a smug smile, unsuccessfully.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
I bet it does. I don't want to run my hand over the surface. He just waxed it. But I do want to continue admiring his fine machine. I'm sorry about this, Kim.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
There is gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down.
It's that kind of thinking that got us lodged in the ice across the river.
Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
I don't really feel like it's my place to tell Kim what to do with his motor carriage. He clearly cares about it deeply, and it's probably just the way he wants it. And if it's not, he has plans to improve it in the future. I definitely am not going to answer with my sense of electrochemistry, but maybe he'll appreciate this observation from my smartness, from the smart part of my brain. Sure.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
Well, if we ever get this case solved, maybe we could do it together. Maybe after a meal, that it would be my treat, and if you wanted, I could escort you home. And after you swap out the headlights, we could kiss a little, or maybe it's just a thought. And
maybe. Yes, definitely, maybe.
You're telling me there's a chance. Okay, let's move. So many HR documents on my desk if I ever make it back to the precinct. Alright, instance number 2712, in which you've sexually harassed Kim Kitsuragi. I need your signature here and here. Also here. Check Gary's door one more time. I think he's long gone by now. But I'm desperate for cryptozoological leads.
The door is closed again. You hear someone inside.
Gary, I know you're in there. Give me my cryptozoological leads. All right. Back to the front yard of the backyard, then. Confusing as it may seem. I forget how much the pants were from Kuno, but now that we have a little extra spending money, A little oof spondulic in the banks, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying, so...
Fuck does Kuno care?
$15. It's a bit steep. It's a bit steep, but they have no negative. It's all positive in these pants, baby. All positive energy in these pants. I want to buy your pants. I really didn't want to have to say this to Kuno. I really didn't.
Here, pig. We're fun now. Performance buddies.
Kuno unzips his jacket, oh thank God it's his jacket, and pulls the pants out of the plastic wrapping.
Kuno can already see you soaring through the air like a fucking eagle. Pig's in Kuno's debt now. Money debt.
Am I? I gave you money and now I'm in your debt? What? So what was that you were saying about running an errand and, you know, illegal narcotics and, what was it, public indecency
Kuno
and...
gets it from his dad. Kuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Kuno gets his lightning on. Problem is, Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it.
Okay. It's me, hi, your dirty popo man. What can I do for you?
Dirty popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed.
I mean, I'll beat the shit out of him because he's been abusive to you, and look at you. Look how you turned out. Clearly he's done something wrong, but I'm not going to take half his speed. I'm just going to, I guess, confiscate it and let Kim take it back to the precinct this evening. I've made up my mind, Kuno, and this is what's going to happen. First of all, who's your dad? Big guy? Big guy tattoos? Brass knuckles? What is he?
Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too.
And how much speed we talking about?
Like half.
Half of what? Half of how much exactly?
A baggie, but like in this vial.
Is it in a baggie or is it in a vial?
That's half a gram, sir.
Half a gram,
Yeah,
you mean?
half a G. Want it or not?
I do not want it. And it's not very much material at all, really.
What you talking about? Half a G? This shit is giant, grade A shit. So clean you can barely see it.
Clearly you've never been to the evidence room at the RCM.
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
So I've made up my mind, Kuno. Even though I have not. I'll make up my mind after I see the options. Here's what's going to happen.
Kuno's listening.
So I'm going to go in there, guns blazing, to get that speed, because I have a need. The need for... Never mind. I'm going in there, but not for the speed. I'm going after the most violent man in Revachol. I'm going in there for justice. Wait.
I'm going in there for justice. I'm a narc, Kuno. I'm going to confiscate that speed.
I'm going in there for justice. I am a narc, Kuno. I'm going to confiscate that speed, but lie. Okay. I was hoping there'd be an option that was just like, I'm going in there, but not for the speed. I'm gonna beat the shit out of your dad to make him feel as small and powerless as he's made you feel for most of your rough little street urchin life. But we've already established my physical prowess as a police detective. And not great. I'm gonna level with you, Kuno. It's not... I'm not what you would call a bare-knuckle brawler. I'm more of a sit on the sidelines and watch, and ask everyone to stop being so mean to each other sort of brawler. But yeah, I want to see what happens. I'm going in there.
Whatever. If you survive, make sure to bring that shit back to Kuno. Kuno's almost out. You wouldn't like the Kuno when he's out. Just get in the apartment building. Kuno knows you already fucked your way in. Kuno knows everything.
I want to just take umbrage at the phrasing here. I knocked, maybe, and I walked in when there was no lock on the door. I did not, quote-unquote, fuck my way in. And if you're telling kids on the street that that's the case, I'm worried.
Go to room 12, first floor, and kick down the door. Police violence style. Kuno style. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with violent fuckheads.
This does not sound like a good idea.
That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
And the only thing I can do with the speed is give it to a child. That's how this is going to go? Oh, Kim, what have you gotten us into? Lieutenant Kim...
What the hell are you signing us up for here?
No, my question first. My question. What, I'm going to kill Kuno's dad? I'm a bad addict cop, and I'm going to get my fix. Come on, Kim. Obviously, I'm not going to take it. We just need to get drugs away from a minor. Yeah, let's try that.
Okay, then.
Okay, bye, Kuno. You're about to suffer some potentially failed withdrawals, but I'll be here for you every step of the way, and if you need to borrow my bum hat to mop the sweat from your brow, well, that's just
Kuno
fine with
doesn't
me.
Fucking care.
You don't even care about my bomb hat? You fucking monster. Alright, back around we go. This is probably a really bad idea. To even put a toe in this particular kiddie pool. But we're doing it. We're doing a full dive bomb into the kiddie pool. At least I've got my pry bar. That's gonna help when things go south. By south, I mean I'm gonna try to pry through the floorboards to escape from the most violent man in Revachol. Room 12? Anyone know where room 12 is? Is this it? Nope, that's Kim Kitsuragi's backside. Inspect! Inspect heartily! Quick save indoors. This one?
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges.
Yeah.
Secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita.
Uno and Kuno. It looks like we found where Kuno's dad lives. Point to the bill on the door. Knock lightly, or use the cutters on the chain. Probably have a nice bonus for getting the drop on him if I was to do this. Let's discuss it first. It looks like we found where he lives.
This comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills.
Alright, I'm gonna put my cutters in. Cutters in hand, it's time. If I were you, Kim, I would clench everything. Are these the cutters? It's probably the cutters I need. Also gonna make a good weapon. Aha! Ah, I shear thee! I shear thee in the pancreas!
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is
+2.
attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita.
So even though I may never be able to get in that bunker door, the fact that I even thought about it gives me an increased ability to get in any other accessible door in the game. I'm a big fan. I wish I'd gotten that earlier in the game. Shame I did not. Alright, let's knock lightly. It's gonna be fine. Let's see how this goes first. We've got a quick
No
save.
response.
Okay, fine. Element of surprise
The
spoiled.
apartment numbers have fallen off the door, leaving the panel with a sticky 1 shaped shadow and a marker drawn 2.
Can't tell you the number of times I've been left with a sticky one. What? The do you
Good
mean
thing
by that?
you already have the chain cutters in your hand. Nothing left to do now but snip, snip,
It's snip snip time.
snip. The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door.
Well, that was 3 snips. That wasn't snip snip at all.
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
No, I'm gonna wait out here, Kim. What are you talking about? You go in there, you deal with the big burly barroom fighter, and I'll be here enjoying this cool breeze from the ceiling fan. Use the code phrase if you need my help. It's, oh my god, my legs! Aha! Seemingly unoccupied. Yummy! Take that $1.10, thanks much. Kuno de Reuter is the name on unfinished homework, and I'm assuming it will remain unfinished. Glossy erotica covers the walls, wrinkled from... oh god! Wrinkled from... oh no, I can't finish it.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw.
Really? You've just been slurping your amphetamines? Lieutenant, I have located the psychoactive substances on this table.
Confiscate it.
Yes,
The
sir.
minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. He listens instead to something in the other room.
Okay,
You pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing in the world.
What's going on in here? The air stinks with something sour. It's Patch Kids. Oh, I don't want these jorts. No, back out of this. Nobody wants your jorts, Uno. Regular black jeans.
A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels and a duvet, some socks even.
This isn't gonna end well. I'm so worried.
In the dark, it looks like a nest.
Hold up, Lieutenant. Does that pile of clothes have a vaguely, what's the word I'm looking for, corpse shape to you?
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant has covered his nose. Slowly reach out your hand.
Something underneath there is breathing.
Oh, thank God. I was so worried this would be body number 3, and I am exhausted from the paperwork.
It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out.
Keep extending your hand towards the pile.
Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it.
Oh, it's a bear!
It's deep in suffering somehow.
Pull the blanket
You
off.
see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol and God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth.
What in the hell has he been doing in his mouth?
You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
All right, I took your amphetamine, old man. Kim, is this thing even alive? It's not nice to call him a thing. That's not how you address human beings. Is this Kuno's father we're seeing?
Well, judging by the color of his hair, I would say yes, it is.
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. The light from the window falls into his half-open eyes.
I feel like we split open his pirate blouse and ran our fingers through his ginger chest hair like a field of wheat in order to make that comment. Otherwise, I'm not really sure how we would have known. I was expecting something worse, but this is pretty bad. I can't believe it. Kuno's dad isn't a loser. No, it must be someone else. What makes you think that, Harry? What would make you think that? It doesn't look like he's gonna fuck anyone up anytime soon. I guess I was expecting something worse, in terms of blood on the walls.
I think he's still quite bad. I mean, what he has come to.
The lieutenant... Wow, I said that weird. The lieutenant tilts his head like a sleepy puppy.
This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but... at least he won't be beating his son.
Yeah, not after we get through with him. Crowbar! Crowbar! Crowbar!
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
Hold on, what's happened to his eyes? This is serious damage. I'm still not sure he's not dead. What has happened to his eyes?
Can't you tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight.
They would get all crusty. And I don't want that to happen. The only crust I want to wake up to is a fine croissant. Well, he's gonna sleep it off. Or I'm not sure he's not dead. Let's start here. Seems to be calculating the digits of pi. Suddenly the man starts growling. 3 words manage to escape his mouth, along with a strong stench of what you first thought was something else, but is in fact alcohol.
Look, he's trying to communicate.
Aw, look, he's trying to communicate. 92%. Oh, thanks, ears. You never let me down. Figure out what he's trying to say.
The man groans once again, but his tongue
no.
keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something.
Get to the other room, quick, he's gesticulating.
And then falls back again, limp and defeated by sleep. A loud snore escapes his mouth.
I was really expecting to pass that check. There's a lot that I did not do before, quick saving it. That wasn't the way to say that, but I can't figure out in my mind what exactly was wrong. There's a lot I've done, and I have not quick saved it since, is what I mean to say. But oh well, I guess. I guess we're moving on in our life. Maybe we should help him somehow. Like a straitjacket and a cricket bat and just spank him roughly. It's not a great plan, Kim, but it's all I've got.
What is there to do? We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit, but he's already on his side.
That's good. I mean, poor guy. Except for the beating your son bit. Give me the cricket bat. I'm just gonna nod.
We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. The arm saws would turn him down. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few.
In a few minutes? Decades? Seconds?
The pile of blankets grunts miserably.
Well, I took your amphetamine, old man. And now I'm putting on a sort of live ASMR demonstration for you. Leave. Here's my worry. We're in a sticky situation. Wow. Tongue. Stop it. Sticky situation here. If we do not give Kuno speed, which is my desire, to not give the child speed, he will go through painful withdrawals. The sad fact of the matter is, he is a child addicted to speed, and he's coming down off of it. That could be rough. That could be a possible medical situation. Also, if we give him the speed and his father wakes up and has no speed, and begins going into withdrawals himself. Kuno is in sort of a lot of danger from the fists of lion. And I can't think of any solutions, really any solutions to this situation. I'm just sad all around. It's from 2 years ago. The erotic glossies? What are we talking about? The myth? Y'all got any more of that erotic glossy mess? No? Sold out? Gotcha. Let's go see what our options to talk to Kuno are. My desire would be to keep the speed. Not for me, not for selfish reasons, but to not give speed to a child is my desire. Just worried about the support system around Kuno while he's wildly detoxing. But like I said, my bum hat will be here for you. Good night. So nice to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit. I hope it is a lovely evening. Also, goodbye. Oh, I missed 2 people. Goodbye to you, if I caught you in time. Thank you so much for joining me.
Fuck does Kuno care?
I don't know. Fuck does Kuno care? So I took care of the drug situation.
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back.
Yeah, no, that sounds fair, and like you'll definitely follow through with your end of the deal.
That's how we split it. It's the best way. Street way.
I have another plan in mind. Aren't you going to ask how I got past your dad first, though?
Word on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distraction style. That's some sick shit.
Now, I will tolerate all manner of forked-tongue insults flung my way like so many shurikens from your little boy mouth. But you leave the good Lieutenant Kim out of this. You disparage his character once more, and not only will I leave you to withdraw in the streets, I will fetch the cricket bat and do to you what I so desperately wanted to do to your father.
Not a single muscle moves on the lieutenant's face.
He's a trained professional.
Kuno wants to hear all about it, but first we split the kilo, then we shoot the shit.
I'm keeping it, and I'm doing it all myself. I'm keeping it. You don't need more speed. You're 12. Don't give it to Kuno. Don't. It seems like the best option I've got. In a weary world. You have to run, but this has been a lovely start to Monday. I'm so glad. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And for so long, too. I know I've held you up for 2 hours. It has been a privilege. Thank you. Alright, I'm keeping it. I'm doing it all myself.
Alright. Kuno knew you'd try that sneaky pig shit on him.
Tell him, Kuno!
Kuno's got brains. This shit doesn't surprise Kuno. So Kuno's gonna give you one more chance. Know this, pig. Shit is major.
No, I believe it. I do believe it. That you've got a pretty powerful Plan B in store. Let's see what it is.
Major fucking choice, pig.
Made your choice, did ya? Oh, major, I see.
Kuno won't take this shit lightly. The pieces are moving, pig. This is fucking domino shit.
It's hard to see how not giving a boy a bag of amphetamine would cause some catastrophic cascade response.
Logically, that is true, but this is Kuno we're talking about here. He could have all sorts of traps set up. He could have paid a man to stalk me through the woods in a sort of Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Hard to see, but easy to feel. Somehow, this will change things.
That's not great. My sense of logic tells me, nah, do what you want. He's not going to do anything to you, but my sense of the feeling of the universe is like, he's got a point. Be careful where you tread.
It's not hard to see at all. You hand out drugs to kids. The lieutenant's faith in your judgment will diminish significantly.
Yeah. Also my faith in myself. What, if any, is the downside of not giving the drugs to Kuno? I'm guessing I'm just asking myself that question, because I don't want to say that out loud. What would be the downside?
None that you can see. No, you can see it. This young man has junior officer material in him, in another life, where he trusts you.
I'm trying to keep track rather, of the leverages of power here. You're saying that if I give him the drugs, he may one day be a junior officer of the RCM. That doesn't sound like a great origin story. I mean, we all originated somewhere, and I myself have had my spoonfuls of speed, my straw sips from the vial of life. So yeah, he could totally be a cop, but if I don't give him the speed, he will never trust the police again. I think that's probably fine. Sure, he could make a great junior officer. I'm not going to give drugs to a child to enact that future.
Tick, 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 tick. Decision time. What's it gonna be? You gonna fuck the Kuno?
I'll accept. I'm not, no. I didn't even think that was on the table. I will not, sir. I'll accept whatever the consequences are, is what I was going to say. Don't give Kuno the vial.
Alright. You fucked the Kuno. Everybody, Kuno got fucked by his pocket pig. Just when we getting our business on, the pig throws it all away.
I told you he can't be trusted. I told you he'd steal the shit.
And steal it I did.
Relax, see? We got plenty of Kilo. Kilo underground, in the tree. This ain't about that.
He turns to you, fire in his tiny eyes.
This is about you and Kuno. You mismanaged this shit. Now everything is fucked between us. How are you gonna make this up to the Kuno, huh?
Well, you see, I've got these fine fawn pants, and I'll let you have them for the low price of $65. It's a steal. You're in money debt to me now, Kuno.
There is genuine disappointment below the act, sire. In truth, Kuno doesn't really believe there's anything you can do to make up for this. The damage is irreparable.
Yeah, that's fair. One time when I was a kid, one of my next-door neighbors came over to play like Matchbox cars with me, and I had a little Shelby Cobra with a fancy green snake paint job on it. And it was real nice, and it was one of my favorite cars, and we were playing with it in the driveway, and the other kid told me to give it to him. The car, I mean. And I said no, because it's my favorite Matchbox car, and he said he would never be friends with me again if I didn't give him the Shelby Cobra. And my God, the times me and that Shelby Cobra had, never saw that kid again. So you can't guilt trip me, Kuno. I've learned the lessons in that driveway when I was a child. So I looked around in there. It's not the easy life you've got going on in that apartment. Kuno, I met your dad. There was a textbook with your name on it in the apartment. Kunoise, he's been doing homework. He's secretly a good boy. There were tons of unpaid utility bills there. Or I did right not to give you the drugs. Let's just end this. These are all good points. Let's start with the textbook.
Yeah, so fucking what?
Oh, you're so red, Kuno. Why? Why, are you embarrassed in front of your little friend? Well, see, it says Kuno, not Kuno. Kuno de Reuter.
fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
That's a lame name. No, I like it. I like your name.
He's trying to fuck you again.
I am not. You stop it. You stay out of this.
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna change...
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
I looked around. Your apartment is not great.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Is that one of the plans you have for me to get the... Sure.
Yeah, we got plans.
6 meters underground, below piping from before the war, the collapsed remains of the Martinez storm drain system. There are 2 stolen flashlights with piles of batteries next to them, beside 2 bedrolls, in the dark and opening into the lower tunnels.
Ooh. Thanks, Shivers. You've managed to make it even sadder. Kuno, I met your dad.
Yeah? How the fuck are you still alive, pig?
It was exactly what you said. Kim dressed up as a hooker and distracted him. Kuno, your dad is a half-dead alcoholic and he was sleeping under a bunch of clothes. I killed your dad, Kuno. I killed him. I watched the last drips of life slip out of his dusky little eyes as I squeezed. Sorry, Kuno, I got carried away. He's kind of an alcoholic. He was just sleeping.
What?
His eyes become large and round. What shape were they before?
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window.
Stop acting tough, kid. You don't have to be scared of him anymore. You know, until he wakes up. Whatever scary thing he might have been, now he is nothing. It's hard for a child to hear about their father. Oh yeah, I was wrong. He is hardcore, a real killer. I don't know. It's a delicate line we're treading. Do I boost his faith in his father, who is an absolute asshole, and I do not support? But just for Kuno's sake. Don't have to be scared of him anymore. That'd be nice, but Kuno, from what I know of him, will never stop acting tough, and it would be sort of an insult to suggest such a thing. This is profoundly devastating, and actually hurts my feelings a little, and that makes me want to say it. Whatever scary thing he might have been, now he is nothing.
Yeah? Kuno's dad is fucking nothing. Fucking coma shit, stroke shit. Kuno's dad is so fucking violent. He's had a stroke many times. Shit. Kuno's gonna have one too. Gonna be just like Kuno's dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Kuno's gonna go out like Kuno's dad. Revachol West style.
Whoa. I know things can get pretty extreme, but fucking on the bed? Of all places, I can't believe you'd go there one day.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
The whisper comes smaller than usual.
There's a touch of grief in there.
There really is. No, I feel it.
Fuck are you talking, sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit.
I've got some Metamucil for you, if that would help. I don't want you to have to walk around with such hard... Well, never mind. You don't have to turn into that.
Get your fucking nun-ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think because you took Kuno's speed, Kuno's gonna sub like a
I will take that as a compliment. Me and my fucking nun-ass.
turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
I think we're finally on the right page here, Kuno. No, I'm kidding. I was trying to be cool and get a jab in at you, but no, you're not shit. Kuno, you're a nice kid deep down. Under, like, a lot of layers of a really bad kid.
If he doesn't stop soon, he's going to collapse from exhaustion. He's red all over.
Much like your father's took us after the cricket bat.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to jab at you. You got me all messed up, Kuno. The relief is palpable. The little hat jumps up and down behind the fence.
He did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
Congratulations, you have destroyed a child. There were also tons of unpaid utility bills in there.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit.
Let me guess, Kuno's dad just doesn't give a shit about them. That's no place to live in. You have to find somewhere else. Find a job, pay them yourself. I bought these pants, for example. That's a good step. Your dad can't handle things anymore. That's a lot of pressure for a 12-year-old. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's the reality of the situation. Hey, I know you're 12 and you just want to hang around, throwing rocks at corpses and stuff. Typical 12-year-old behavior. But you're now the man of the house. Good luck. Also, the world is a capitalist hellscape. Alright, I gotta go. Do you have any place else? This is all fine to say, but if they're at the end of their residential rope, let's say, it's not very helpful to be like, just find another apartment. What's the big deal? It seems like maybe the best idea.
That's right. It's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground, Leroy shit, ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
We heard something about that. That there were catacombs beneath the streets. I was hoping to one day burst into them with my flashlight out, screaming, "Hardcore!" But it never happened. Kuno, can you take me to the catacombs? I will let you live in my fishing shack and, I don't know, buy you like a bunch of speed, I guess? If you lead me to the catacombs, that's a whole new ballgame.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno!
The little one seems overjoyed at the prospect of living in a tomb. I did right not to give you the drugs. Easy for me to say, I know. Let's conclude this.
That didn't change shit, pig. That only made things worse. Fucking social worker shit. It doesn't work, pig.
It doesn't work, Kuno. Only our shit works.
I thought it was too hard.
She tries to bind their fates together. She needs him. Bad.
She really does. And one day soon, you're both gonna die together. That's my fear. It's not a threat. I'm not threatening the children. I'm just... If you stay with Kuno S, and keep letting her poison your ear like worm tongue on the shoulder of Theoden. Let's get real deep into the lore with it here. Grima Wormtongue. Are these references landing with anyone? Okay, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Nice to talk to you, Kuno. Thanks again for the pants and for letting me spank your dad. Oh, it's always a roller coaster talking to that kid. I don't know what he's gonna say. We did about the best we could. The question now becomes, what the hell do we do with all this speed? Do we not have any speed? Oh, there it is. Speed bottle. How convenient. Someone has equipped this tiny bottle of amphetamines with a straw. It's the Lorryman's Speed on the Go. Can I throw this in the river? Is that an option? I'd like to throw it in the river, but that might hurt the fish and the crabs and such. I don't want to do that. Alright, I'll just keep it safe in my trench coat. Thank you. I wanted to get through that conversation, but I'm now 20 minutes past our typical stop time. I am so grateful for your company and your witty comments. We will be right here in front of the whirling rags, as ever, next time. We just have a couple more hours, and then we get our gun back, fingers crossed, get a little action with the novelty dice maker, like a transactional, no, how do I say this? A financial bargain with the novelty dice maker. Why did I phrase it so weird the first 2 times? And that'll be fun and completely innocent. And then, tomorrow we can go into Ruby's den and see how this all ends. I am incredibly excited. We're on the very cusp of the finale. And I am frankly devastated. I want to live here forever. Even though it's a terrible place to live, it's strangely beautiful and resonates with me in so many ways. It also resonates me, I guess, because I have vibration turned on my controller. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.